really interactive, and the European audiences I felt like were really way more attentive and way more. It wasn't like you had to prove anything to them. They were already ready to be entertained.
I mean, they're there to have a good time, like Americans are, but it seems there is a little bit more of almost a relationship between the audience and who's on stage, and a respect factor as well, it seems. And the European shows, not that I've ever been to Europe, but that's what a lot of the
we haven't been over there to play yet, so we can't speak from experience on stage.
Well, hopefully when you come back, maybe this time next year to your next holiday show, you can tell us about your big Europe tour you just got off of. Hey, speaking of touring, man, you're not shy about that. I mean, when you're here in Knoxville, I remember seeing your name in Metropulse and all over as far as playing quite a bit. But, between now and then, you've played quite a few concerts and been all over the place, haven't you?
Yeah, in about 6 years, I think I've done about 800 shows.
Wow. And not a gray hair to show, man. That's pretty good.
Well, not yet.
Not a whole
Easy.
That's because you haven't always toured with a drummer, probably, though, isn't it?
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
You like I said, you left Knoxville, went back to Memphis, right?
Yep.
And then did you come back to Knoxville and then Nashville?
Yeah, I kind of crisscrossed a bunch. I was in Knoxville, went to school, went back to Memphis, started doing music, worked in a studio. Ellie and I had been friends here in Knoxville, but honestly, she just kind of gave me the no thanks while I was here.
He's just another one of those musicians.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So, but then while I was in Memphis, that relationship started to kind of take on some new life. So I moved back to Knoxville to kind of seal the deal with her.
Very good.
And then we ended up in Nashville. So
very, very cool. And have ended up a wonderful pair there, and just amazing harmonies. And Ellie, you step up and tell us a little bit about it. How do you get along with all these guys, man? I mean, it's got to be a lot of fun. I'm sure you sure sound and look like you're having fun doing it.
Thanks. It's a blast. And I guess I spent the first year right after we got married. I got my master's in education here at UT.
Right on.
So I taught for a first year. And I was kind of like a teacher by day, singer by night and weekend. And by November, we decided that I liked Drew better than teaching. And, so I joined him on the road, and it has been a blast just to be together. And I think I'm kind of like one of the guys at this point. We spend so much time together.
Absolutely.
So,
well, it's great. Congratulations on not just the nuptials, but the wonderful music you're making, literally and figuratively. Tell us a little bit about East Nashville. Of course, Ellie, I guess you grew up in Nashville, didn't you, pretty much? And that's where you're from. And, tell us, I guess, Drew, or either one of you, especially the whole East Nashville thing. Like I said, what an organic, really cool scene that, was spearheaded by some really cool people down there. Like I said, Gillian Welch and David Rawlings set up a studio there years ago before anybody else was doing it. Mike Grimes, Grimy down there with the slow bar and everything else he's doing. But that's really, it's more than a scene. That's a freaking community and way of life down there now in East Nashville, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a true story. I feel like I live in a different city. I grew up in Nashville and a little south of Nashville in Franklin.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in a totally different city in East Nashville, and I love it.
It's great, isn't it? I mean, it's not as much of that processed, you get signed and they do the whole marketing thing, and you got to put the cowboy hat on, and you got to, it's like I said, it's a very organic, very original, scene there in East Nashville, where you got writers and singers and songwriters and musicians and places to play. And was it Bongo Java? Is that down there too?
Yeah.
I think got one of those there
is.
too. So that's, I guess, Drew, to you as a musician, when you moved to Nashville, were you expecting that? And I guess it's something that's really kind of made the whole process a little easier for you and the band, because I guess most of the band comes, you guys living over there now, right?
Yeah. I was, being from Memphis and then living here, I was pretty versed to the idea of living in Nashville, because I kind of had that same thought that, like, oh, this is just nothing but country. But then once I've been there, I've realized that there's this incredible community of people who where the song does come first and the music comes first, and then everything else kind of builds around that. And you've seen, even on a big level, like the Kings of Leon coming out of there, and Jack White's moved to Nashville, and Sheryl Crow's moved to Nashville, and all these incredible, great artists have moved there because there's this, undercurrent of kind of an organic, homegrown scene. And then obviously the players are in Nashville, that are in Nashville, unbelievable. There's so many of them that are
the
just
real
total pros.
Absolutely, real deal. And you've got a few called the Neighbors backing you up on stage tonight in the Square Room, and a couple of them here today. And while you've got him in tow, why don't we get another song out of you? How about it, man?
All right, Ellie's going to sing one for us.
All right. Drew Holcomb and two of the neighbors here live on 90.3 The Rock and UT's College of Rock. Let her go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just like being close to you. When you're gone, I feel so blue. Yeah, I like the way you hung the moon. Preacher man, well, yes I do. I'll stay and I'll grow great with you. Yeah, I'll put on that white dress for you.
Great job, Ellie. Great stuff live in studio. Drew Holcomb and a couple of the neighbors, Nathan and Ellie. And how many more in the band? 2 more? 3 more?
2 more, yeah.
Two
Bass
more.
player
All
and
right.
drummer.
All right. Very, very cool. That was great stuff. Did you write that? Is that Drew? Do you both write it together? Tell us a little bit about that. How does that whole process work?
It's different for every song. This particular song, Drew was just kind of playing in the living room, and I started stealing his guitar part because I started singing over it.
Right.
He graciously gave it to me, and so I wrote it about him to pay him back for it.
It does sound somewhat autobiographical, biographical, if you will, in there, and really cool stuff, man. That's what about? I mean, what Drew? Was it a package deal? I mean, goodness gracious, you married this young lady. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's wonderful as she can be. But you had to know what you were getting into with the talent and all. I mean, it's got to be a great, a great fun with you two.
It is a lot of fun. I did this for 3 years alone, and I was mainly playing college campuses and almost all solo acoustic, and it was very boring. And I have a pretty cynical and kind of like real level personality where I'm just kind of I don't smile very much, but so it's good. It's a good. It's not because I'm angry. I'm just I don't really have a thought about it,
Right.
But Ellie's like the total opposite. She's like, oh, everything is great and beautiful. So I think it's a good balance for me to have her on board. And yeah, we do have a lot of fun.
It seems like she's the yin to your even kill yang kind of thing, I guess. So,
That's right.
Again, they are playing tonight at the Square Room Going to be a great show about 8 o'clock. Going to have the whole band in tow with them. Opening act, going to be doing some holiday tunes as well. Go a little early, go to Cafe 4, get you a good supper if you want, as they know how to fill your belly up right there, and then go fill your soul with some good music next door afterwards, as it's going to be a lot of fun at the Square Room this evening. Well, tell us, what's in the future, man? What do you got? You got these new tunes? You're going to get a whole new project together? What's next 6 months or so? What's happening with Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors?
Yeah, we've been basically touring nonstop for about 8 months, and so after this tour is over, the plan is to take most of the spring and winter and get some time writing and recording and start to think and put together a new record, and then possibly get back out on the road by the late spring, summer again.
Do you guys do your own recording, or in Nashville? I mean, you can pretty much, walk 50 paces and end up in a studio or somebody's living room that is a studio.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's exactly right.
The guy we've been working with, his name is Andy Hunt, and he lives less than a mile from us. And he's got a basement studio, and that's where we record.
Absolutely great stuff.
Thanks
Drew
so
Holcomb
much.
and 2 of the Neighbors live in studio on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. Again, playing tonight at the Square Room. 8 o'clock, doors open. Going to be a great show. Got an opener there. And again, Drew, if you will, tell folks how to find out more about you, Facebook, MySpace, any of that stuff, and where they can go download your songs, too.
Yeah. DrewHolcomb.com is our website, and on there's links to our Facebook page, MySpace, iTunes, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Very, very cool. And again, the latest record, Passenger Seat, and they'll have copies of that at the Square Room tonight, so go get some Christmas shopping done as well. It's great to meet you, too. Good to see you again as well,
Thank you,
Drew.
Benny.
And please come
Appreciate you
back.
having
It's been a
us.
blast, and we'll do it again sometime. So,
All
and
right.
have fun tonight, and happy holidays as
Thanks,
well.
you too.
Thanks.
You got it. This is 90.3 The Rock. Stick around. Got some Beatles up next.